Welcome. This is third lecture on group theory video lecture series, and in this video I am going to discuss about cyclic group. I will give you two examples of cyclic group which is denoted by Z2 and Z4. Then I will discuss an important concept about generator of a group. In previous two lecture I have discussed about what is group and I have discussed about symmetry group. So you are free to watch those two videos. Here we will start with cyclic group. First question is, what is cyclic group? Any group which have property such that each of its element can be represented by power of one particular element. What it means, suppose you have a cyclic group G and you just focus one particular element, then rest of the element of this group can be represented by the power, the integral power of that particular element which you have marked. Okay, so let's understand it clearly. Suppose you have an element A in a cyclic group G, then according to definition of cyclic group, all the integral power of A must be in G. How mathematically you can write it? A is an element of G, then A square, A cube, A4 and so on. All should be the member of this group G. Now you may wonder, what if G will be a finite group? And here we are seeing that this power can goes on till infinity. Then how we can accommodate this element in that group if G will be the finite? When G will be finite group, in that scenario we will consider a condition, and the condition will be like this: there exists an integer n such that a to the power n equals to I. What is I here? I is identity element. Okay. With this condition, you can easily guess once you will reach a to the power n, then series will be truncated. How? Because what is a to the power n plus 1? A to the power n plus 1 will be a into a to the power n, and a to the power n is I. Therefore, it will be I into a, and I into a is a. That's what the definition of identity element. If you multiply any element with the identity element, you will get same element. Therefore, a to the power n plus 1 will be a to the power n plus 2 will be a square, a to the power n plus 3 will be a cube. So, cycle will repeat again. You will move from a to the power n, and then again cycle will repeat a to the power n, and these are already present, so they are not unique element. Therefore, in your group you will have a square, a cube dot 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 till a to the power n. And because this cycle is repeating all the time, this group is called cyclic group. Okay, here this n number is called order of group because the number of element in this group will be n. So any cyclic group in general represented by Zn. Here n is order of that group. If I will ask you, write a general form of a cyclic group, you will write like this: Zn equals to a square, a cube dot 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 a to the power n, and this a to the power n is nothing but identity element of that group. So this is all about the definition and their explanation. Let's see few example in order to get more clear idea about it. First example, which I am calling it Z2, it contains two elements, 1 and minus 1, and I am saying this is a cyclic group under multiplication. So whether it is a cyclic group or not, the first question comes whether it is a group or not. Let's verify whether it is a group, then we will go for the verification of cyclic. How we can verify a group? We need to just see whether all the condition of a group is satisfied or not. What is the first condition? Closure property. What it says, if you multiply any two element of the group, the resultant must be a member of that group. So here just multiply a with minus 1, and what will be the answer? Answer will be minus 1, and minus 1 is a member of this group. Therefore closure property is satisfied. Next is existence of identity. As I said, if you multiply any element with the identity element, you will get same element. So look here, if you multiply minus 1 with 1, you will get minus 1. That is same element. Therefore, according to condition of identity, 1 is identity element for this group. Third one is existence of inverse. How you can understand the inverse? Suppose you have a two element A and B in a group. If you multiply those two elements, the resultant should be identity element I. Then only you can say B is inverse of A or A is inverse of B. With that condition, if you multiply -1 with -1, you will get 1. We have just seen 1 is identity element. Therefore, -1 should be the inverse of -1. That is, -1 is inverse of itself. Fourth property is associative property. But for that, you must have 3 or more elements in your group. As we have only 2 elements in this group, so we will not talk about the associative property. From all these, we can say that all the property of a group is satisfied. Therefore, this Z2 is a group. Now we will verify whether it is a cyclic group or not. To do that, we will assume this -1 is A. As per our definition of cyclic group, there we have considered A. And what I said in the definition of a cyclic group, if A is a member of Z2, then all the integer power of A must be a member of Z2. And where it will stop? When A to the power n is equals to identity. So let's see. Just do it square. A square is 1. And this 1 is identity element we have just seen. Therefore, we have to truncate this series here. So what it means? It means A and A square is an element of cyclic group. And here order is 2. Therefore, Z2 is a cyclic group. 2 is because order is 2. And Z is for the cyclic. We can represent this group like -1, 1. If you want to express in general term, then A is equals to -1, A square is 1, which is identity element. Okay. Next example is Z4. Here we will have 4 elements, 1, -1, I, minus I, and I square is -1. Okay. I am saying that this Z4 is cyclic group. So again we will verify whether it is a group or not. To do that, we will have to verify the closure property. What it says, if you multiply any two elements of the group, then resultant element must be a member of that group. AB belongs to Z4, then C should belongs to Z4. And you can verify this property for all the elements. Okay, you can easily check. So closure property is satisfied. Second one is existence of identity. Just like previous examples argument, 1 is identity element here. Third is existence of inverse. You can easily verify inverse of 1, -1, I, minus I are 1, -1, minus I respectively. You can easily check. Just multiply any element with its inverse and in the result you will get 1. Fourth one is associative property, which says if you multiply A with B and then multiply C, that will be equals to if you multiply B with C and then multiply with A. You can check for all values of A, B, C belongs to Z4, this condition is satisfied. Therefore, this is a group. Now we will verify for the cyclic group. So we will consider I as a A. As per definition, all the integer power of A must be in this group till A to the power n such that E to the power n is identity. So if A is I, then A square will be -1, A cube is -I, A to the power 4 is 1, and 1 is identity element. So we cannot go further because A to the power 5 will be again A. Therefore, it has 4 elements. The order will be 4. Here I have written 2, order will be 4. Okay. Z4 is a cyclic group and it will have I, -1, -I and 1 as element. In general form, A is equals to I, A square is -1, A cube equals to -I, A to the power 4 is 1. So this is cyclic group of order 4. I have written 2 here. It is order 4. Okay. So please correct it. Now I will briefly discuss about abelian group. Abelian group is any general group which have a special property. And what is that property? Suppose you have a group G and it contains elements, and A and B are the elements of that group. So if that group satisfy this condition, what is the condition said? If you take the binary operation between A and B, this will be equals to binary operation between B and A. So if this condition satisfy, then we will say that this group is abelian group. This condition is not satisfied in general. Okay, this is a special case. Whenever for any particular group this special condition satisfied, that group is called abelian group. We will see some advantage and significance of this abelian group as we proceed in this our lecture series. Sometimes this property is also called commutative because A star B is equals to B star A, but in general group elements are not commutative. That is, A star B is not equals to B star A. As we are discussing about the cyclic group, you can verify easily any cyclic group are abelian. Okay, but all abelian groups are not cyclic. You cannot say abelian groups are cyclic. There may be other group which can be a abelian group but not cyclic. So cyclic group are abelian, but all abelian groups are not cyclic. Generator of a group. Now, generator of a group is very important concept. Be with me till second example which I will show for the generator of group. You will understand the why it is physically important. Okay, and why this concept is very important from physics point of view. What is generator? If I'll give you 26 alphabet, by using the combination of that alphabet you can generate whole your dictionary, whole your vocabulary of English dictionary, right? Similarly, in a group, if I'll provide you one or two or three or a smallest set of element, then using that element you can generate all the elements of a group. Okay, how we can say a generator of a group is a smallest set of element whose power and product generate all the elements of the group. Okay, what it means, suppose I will give you one element A, then all this power should be a member of that group under given condition. Similarly, if I'll give you two element A and B, then the power of A, power of B and products of A and B should be element of the group. So that's how we can generate. So let's see example in order to be more clearer. Second example we will discuss for more physical scenario. Here, as I am discussing about the cyclic group, we will start with that example. So how we can generate a cyclic group Zn of order n with one element. So now if I'll give you just element A and I will say you a condition such that a to the power n is I, then according to definition of generator of a group, all the power of that element will be a member of that group. That's what the definition. Here if you see the definition, a smaller set of element whose powers, okay, as we have only one element for the generator in cyclic group, so product is not valid here. Power of that element will generate all the elements of the group. As A is the element, then according to this generator of group definition, power, that is A square, A cube, A to the power 4, all will be a member of this group G. As I have given one condition that a to the power n is I, then we cannot go further. Therefore, the desired group will be a square, a cube, dot dot dot, a to the power n, where a to the power n is identity element. So see how easily we have generated a cyclic group of order n with only one element. Okay. Now we will see its significance in this example too. You know, in physics, theory and experiment are complementary to each other. Experiment always validate theory, and sometimes theory give a input to carry out some experiment. Okay. In previous lecture, I have discussed about the symmetry group, and there I have said that a collection of all symmetric transformation is called group. Okay. Now, suppose you are carrying out an experiment and you have found out only one or two symmetric transformation, and then you are not getting any. Therefore, you are not sure whether other transformation exist or not. In that scenario, we can take the help of a generator of a group. Why? Because I am saying that symmetry group must contain all the transformation. And you know only two transformation, that means you know only two elements. If generator of group will generate more element, then you can sure that other element exist, and then just by looking at theory of this group you can go to repeat your experiment and try to find out that other element which you haven't find out so far. Let's see this example. Symmetry group in last lecture I have discussed. It contains 6 elements: I, B, B square, A, B, BA, where I, B, B square was the rotation by 360, 120 and 240 degree. A, B and BA are the reflection about 3 lines. Okay. Now suppose you just know only 2 elements, A and B, and you don't know any other elements. Then you can take the help of the generator of a group. What is the definition of generator of a group? That is a power of elements. So here I have element A and element B. Therefore the power of A and power of B will be the other member of that group. Second, the product of the element. Here we have 2 elements, so their product must be a member of that group. And we need one condition. The condition is A square equals to B cube equals to AB square equals to I. This condition we know only these 2 elements. Let's try to find out rest of the element. From the power of the element we should have A square, but if you look this condition, A square is I, therefore we cannot have A cube because A cube will be A. Therefore from the power of A we will have 2 elements, A and A square, which is I. Similarly from the power of B we will have B square and B cube. So B cube is again I, so we already have included I, we need not to include another I. So we will have B square, B cube, and B to the power 4 is again B, so we have to truncate the power here. From the condition of power we got 4 elements, I, A, B square. Now we need to consider the product also. We have 2 elements, so here the product will be AB and BA. Okay, as I discussed earlier that AB is not equals to BA in general, and you can easily verify for this condition that AB is not equals to BA. Therefore we need to consider this both AB and BA. So we got 2 members from the product of element and we got 4 members from the power of element. This 6 will be a member of a group. Desired group will be from using the method of generator of a group by using 2 elements. So here A and B is called generator of this C3 group. Now this generator is not unique. You can start with the other combination also. Suppose experimentally you find out A and AB, or you got B and AB. So you are free to use. So now as I discussed earlier, this is how the physical significance of it. Experimentally, suppose you found out any 2 elements and you are not sure whether you will find any other or not, then just apply a method of generation, okay, and try to find out if this method will generate any other element. Then you will be sure that other must be exist, and then you can repeat your experiment. So that's how theory and experiment complement each other, and this is the advantage of generator of a group. I am stopping here. I will see you in next lecture.